So you bring in people to eat?
Well, I do other stuff.
Like what? Wash his cape?
No, the cape is dry clean only.
Hello everyone. Dracula is back in the new movie Renfield, and like always, he is coming for blood. It's a common part of cryptozoological lore. A victim is bitten by some nightmare creature, finds himself turning into that same sort of beast, and is now compelled to kill and consume the living. You see it with vampires, as well as werewolves, zombies, and other creatures. Some particularly strong individuals try to resist those murderous impulses and retain their humanity. This resistance is common enough in media for it to have a page on TV tropes, where it's called the vegetarian vampire. There are quite a few ways these so-called vegetarian vampires try to sate their bloodlust in what they think is a more moral fashion. So let's talk about what they're doing and how these strategies match up with what actual vegetarians and vegans are doing. The main vampires in the Twilight series, instead of feasting on people, choose to eat animals instead. After the female lead Bella is turned into a vampire, she kills a mountain lion on her first hunt. Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Angel, sometimes bought animal blood from butchers. Although this strategy lets Bella and Angel spare humans, sentient creatures still have to suffer and die. Vampires in other series have found workarounds that don't involve killing animals, so I don't rate this Twilight strategy very highly. In my view, there are better alternatives, though some of them might not be readily available in each and every franchise. In the Underworld series of movies, vampires have access to synthetic blood. Marvel's half-vampire Blade relies on a similar serum, though this leaves him weaker than real blood would. When these kinds of alternatives are available, vampires don't have to hunt for prey, human or animal. Artificial blood, if it's entirely synthetic, is kind of like a vegan meal replacement. All the flavor, none of the guilt. Except for the serum in True Blood, which apparently tasted kind of gross. And unlike Marvel's blood-like serum, vegan meals don't leave eaters any weaker than non-vegan meals, as you can see if you check out another AO video series, Vegan Athletes. Some creatures can just sleep a lot to recover energy, like Nezuko from Demon Slayer. The drawback is she doesn't really do much for episodes at a time because she's sleeping constantly, so for someone who wants to live their life, this probably isn't the best option. These kinds of creatures often don't age though, so maybe it doesn't matter if you're not awake every day. Some lucky creatures of the night find people willing to donate blood. Maybe it's a loved one, or maybe a human does it in exchange for the vampire's favor. Either way, there's not really an analog to eating animals here. Animals aren't giving up their fluids or meat for people willingly. And unlike people who can freely give up their blood to vampires, animals can't really give informed consent to sacrifice their lives or even their fluids for humans. Of course, the big difference between vegetarian vampires and actual vegetarians and vegans is that vampires specifically need blood, and there may be few or no alternatives to it. Vampires who don't get blood often suffer a variety of ill effects depending on the franchise. In Twilight, they become severely weakened and lose control of their mental faculties. In The Vampire Diaries, they basically turn into statues. In real life, there's nothing mystical about blood or other animal products. Humans can get all the necessary nutrients from vegan foods and live full, healthy lives while completely abstaining from animal products. We can still prey on vegetables all we want, like Bunnicula though. That's all I wanted to cover for today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this kind of content, and I will see you next time.